Hey everybody, I wanted to share with you guys a new board that I purchased just recently from the House of Staunton. This little board right here, I've never had a board that was of this particular coloration, so I'm really excited to share it with you. I got this board from the House of Staunton on their clearance section for a pretty good deal. I think I ended up paying about $39 for this. It's a 2.25 square inch board with what they call maple / Greenwood. Greenwood, I don't know what Greenwood is. My best guess is it's just stained wood, but it looks nice, and it's probably the closest thing that we can get as far as a wooden chessboard to what may feel like a tournament roll-up board, essentially, for anybody out there that's looking to replicate that feel of a roll-up board. The only thing that I was looking for in this particular design, and I looked around online, and if you guys do know of any particular websites that sell something like that, please comment below and so I can take a look. But I wanted to get one with notation, simply because if you're gonna get a board that looks like a tournament board, it would be kind of nice to have notation, because we're just so used to having notation with these type of boards, with these green boards. I seen on House of Staunton they did sell one that was very similar, except it was a folding board, but it wasn't on the clearance section, and I think the price for that one was $199, so $200. On the clearance section though, this one, like I said, read me $39, and it's a nice little board. It's not super heavy, and I'll show you guys here in detail what this looks like in just a second. They had a 2.25. You could also choose different sizes. The 2.5, which is slightly bigger, was like $59, which is still a pretty good deal. 9 o'clock in the morning, they're already... This is the particular wood variation. If this is going to be able to show you guys, and I really like that they have these sort of circular little patterns, like look, like see here, it's got all these sort of circular little patterns on the squares, kind of make it look nice. The light squares have different patterns, and then the dark squares have these sort of linear patterns that we see right over here. Kind of give it a really nice detail. And then in the corners here, we have this sort of delineation with this black line, and then pretty wide borders that you see right around the edge of this board. Kind of make it a solid option for anybody out there that's that's looking to get something that will feel more or less like a tournament board. Like I said, if there was a particular option like this that had notation, that would be neat. If I had to choose notation as far as the coloration of the notation, I'd probably say it would be nice to get the notation in the same green color, or maybe a little bit darker green, on all four sides, so that it's kind of blends in as far as the color with the board. I know sometimes they'll make it in just a dark color, but then it could be a little too contrasty. But if you can make it with the green, that would be nice too. I would also probably want to purchase the folding board, just because, as you guys have probably heard me talk about boards before, my biggest pet peeve about boards in general is just that sometimes they're heavy. Like this is not super heavy, but it's heavy enough, and even though it's kind of a thin board, more or less, you guys can see right over here, it's still pretty heavy. On the other side, we've got the little knobs. The felt knobs aren't very big in this particular case, but they're big enough, and they're black in color here. If you're putting this board on a flat surface, what happens is these little felt knobs basically help to stabilize the board. In order to carry this board around to different places like tournaments or clubs, you have to have some kind of a bag, and a lot of times the bags that you can get, first of all, they might be a little bit costly, but that's not even the point. The point, I feel like, is just they're large. If it's not folding board, we've seen folding boards of this type, but if it's not a folding board, it does occupy quite a bit of space. And so for an adult, maybe it's still pretty large, because you have to have a pretty large case for this. But for a child, it may mean that their whole package of whatever they're carrying, the pieces, the board and everything, will end up being so large that they're probably going to be dragging it on the floor as they're walking. In comparison, this little chess set that I have here, and I may have shown it to you guys before, this little chess set has everything I need to play chess. So if I open it up, It has a mousepad board that's actually quite similar, and we'll take a look and compare the color and everything. And then here I have the, this is my sort of go-to little set that I've assembled to, in case I decide to go to some local tournaments. I've got my GGT 2500 chess clock ready to go. And then as far as the pieces here, I ended up using the, one of my favorite pieces that I have, if you guys can guess it, it's the Dubrovnik chess set from Royal Chess Mall. The one that was mahogany stained. It's a really nice chess set, really one of my favorite for like regular tournament play. So, and all of it fits in a nice little baggie that goes over your shoulder, so that's kind of nice. I think I bought this little bag on either House of Staunton or Chess House. They're very ubiquitous. But if I roll this board up, and I'll show you guys by comparison. The colors are going to be a little bit different, so I'm just going to kind of go halfway approximately. The mouse pad board, of course, is folding, as we know. It's a lot more mobile, and it's a lot lighter. But for those that really want that authentic wooden feel, of course, and they still want that green coloration, this might be a pretty good option. I'm going to leave you guys a link below, by the way, where you can get it. I doubt that it's going to be on clearance for a very long time. Like I said, it was a really good deal for me to get it for only 40 bucks. But if it's not on clearance, it's probably still somewhere in House of Staunton, so you guys can check that out. As you guys can see, the difference in squares is that the green of the mouse pad board is a little bit of a different green. Then this green is a little bit more vivid green. This green is kind of a little bit more darker, sort of bluish green. And then the white here, I actually like the light of the board better because it's not white, it's more of a beige color here. And it blends in a little bit better. There's less contrast between the green square and the light square here as opposed to here. And of course there's notation, and notation is actually made in green color just like the green square, so makes sense. The footprint, because there's a little bit of the border here, not a lot. If we compare the size of the two boards, I think the squares are the same, and they're supposed to be the same, like 2.25. But yeah, you see that the mousepad board is a little bit smaller. Yeah, really nice little board. Like I said before, I came across it sort of just browsing on House of Staunton and seeing some of the things that, you know, some of the new stuff that they came out with, and I stumbled upon it and I thought this is a great deal. One of the things about House of Staunton is that things that are on clearance, usually they're not covered with, like if you purchase stuff on, if you purchase stuff in their regular inventory, a lot of times you can use their special codes, and usually they're running special codes most of the time, somewhere between 10 to as much as 25% off, depending on whatever holiday it is and whatnot. But for the clearance items, they usually don't allow you to apply those codes. And for the clearance items, a lot of times the shipping, you will have to pay for the shipping, which is weird, but I mean, that's just the case. And shipping for House of Staunton it's not very expensive, at least not for me. I know for other people that, especially those that are across the seas, the people that are watching it that might be in Europe or in, you know, other parts of the world, they have told me repeatedly that the shipping sometimes ends up costing them quite a bit. In my case, like for the board, probably the shipping would be somewhere between $8 to $14. But sometimes when you're looking to get that extra little bit of a deal, especially if you're buying an entire chess set or something, the House of Staunton will allow you to do free shipping as long as your order is like above $100. So sometimes I try to get the order to be a little bit more. So anyways, one thing that I did want to mention to you guys, thanks a lot for subscribing. We've had a number of people subscribe recently, so I'm really excited about that. As always, I'm very happy to see this channel grow. I know I haven't been able to put as much time into this channel as I've really wanted to, just because with the newborn and everything, it's kind of hard to devote time. But as always, I'm very excited to have opportunity to make videos. Once again, thank you for subscribing. Please leave a comment below, leave a like, and have a good weekend. Stay safe, everybody. Play more chess, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.